Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this sunglasses edition of Going on Daily Live, where your host has pink eye and doesn't want to be seen. So, good morning.
Doesn't get any better than that to start the week now, does it?
Right? Yeah. Good thing I don't have clients today because that would be bad. My husband's like, "Why are you wearing sunglasses? Like, if you don't want people to know." And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to tell them. Obviously, I don't think I'm cool wearing sunglasses."
It's kind of cool.
Is it? Is it?
Hashtag pink eye right out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, I'm not going to call it pink eye. I'm going to call it an eye infection. It's a sinus infection that's now in my eye, is what we're going to say here. So, whatever.
Sounds horrible.
It's not great. I get them a lot since chemo. I get sinus infections all the time. The odd time it goes to my eye, and this is one of those lucky times. So, woo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Happy November.
Happy November. But you know what? There's no snow. It didn't snow on Halloween, which it almost always does. It was pretty warm yesterday. I went for a walk in which I had to take off my coat because it was hot. So nice. I'm happy. Yeah. Love me.
It's kind of cold here. I'm not going to lie. It was like 70 yesterday.
Okay. That's like 20 degrees. That's not cold. That's hot.
I mean, relatively speaking.
I suppose. Well, I got to know. I was thinking about this because you and I haven't done a show together in a couple of weeks. What happened with your neighbor and the electrical bill or the power bill?
That's a great question. You know what happened? Nothing. I just let it die. I pretended like it wasn't a thing. And so far, she has not desperately come knocking on the door looking for $60 or $80, whatever the number may be.
That's it?
I am going to tell her when she does, because it's inevitable. I feel like if you come in and stuff an envelope in someone's door saying, pay my bill, you're probably just not going to take no for an answer. So when she comes back, I will be prepared with a very stern no, not happening. I did pay an electric bill those months. I got proof.
Yeah, right.
I got nothing for you.
Yeah, no. Okay, well, I wondered because it's been a while.
Yeah, nothing. And since that day, nothing.
Okay.
Maybe she saw the show and was like, oh, I didn't know I was annoying to that guy. I'll leave him alone. Well,
like, oh no, this show, they're encouraging violence. I think
Power
I said
of the show.
Maybe. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad that nothing has happened so far. I was just very curious.
It's inevitable. I'm sure. Like, I'm braced up for it. I'm ready. Like, any day now, she's gonna come strolling back up. Maybe she's gonna bring her son with her to, exude his authority and give my mom the money. And I always get into these situations. I always get into these. So nothing new.
You have that like Kyle Kevin energy. It's like the opposite of Karen.
Yeah, there are lots of people coming at me, and I had a lady call me on Saturday afternoon because she couldn't turn her furnace on, which of course is the fault of the roofer.
In 70-degree weather, you couldn't turn your furnace on?
Well, San Antonio, like I say, 70 is like 20 here. But couldn't turn the air conditioner or the furnace on. Got to be the roofer's fault. I had another lady 3 months after the fact call and say that, I think your guys broke my air conditioner. And it's like, well, it's been in the hundreds every day. You haven't turned it on. Oh, yeah, it's been running the whole time, but it just quit running this morning. And it has to have been something that the roofers did. So
3 months later. Oh, okay.
Again.
And do you tell her to stuff it or what?
Yes, that's exactly what I said. It was a pleasant conversation. She still owed me a little bit of money, so I had to be ginger about it. But I have since been paid and moved on about my life and explained that there's no way that the air conditioner was damaged by the roof. So
right. That's wild. Well, it sounds like you get all the crazies. That sucks.
It's fun. Life would be pretty boring if it was predictable.
And it sounds like your life is pretty entertaining.
Yeah. If you didn't have all these people to deal with, what would you do?
Exactly. So speaking of entertaining, we are going through different weeks. As everyone knows, we've had hometown week, fall week, spooky week, cheese week. Today's week is food week. And today officially is sandwich day.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's a national holiday. Americans love their holidays. Maybe it is. Maybe it's American cheese sandwich day. I don't
feel
know.
like every day is sandwich day.
Right? Yeah, that's true. I love a good sandwich. But in honor of Food Week and Sandwich Week, I'm doing stories about sandwiches. You're doing a story about sandwiches. And you're going to kick us off because you had a stupid idea. I think that involved a sandwich.
Indeed, I did. Ladies and gentlemen, kick back and get ready for this segment called Chuck's Stupid Idea, because this will tell you a lot about myself in that I harbor a grudge for 30 some years. But let me tell you a little story. Now, I had to choose. When I saw that it was sandwich day here on the show, it was like, well, I've got a multitude of different sandwich stories that I feel are entertaining and educational and informative all at once. Which one do I go with?
Right.
I'm going to go with the one that really paints me as a victim. And it really kind of shows, though, that even as a youngster, my creativity was on display, and I'm responsible for something huge. So without any further ado, that was a great build up to the story.
That was.
Let me go back in time. We're back in, I'm going to say, I have a sound effect for it on my little thing over here, but I can't reach it. We're going to go back into, I just got out of high school. I'm about 18, 19, 20, somewhere in that ballpark.
So like 10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm working at this restaurant called White Castle, which I think I've mentioned White Castle in previous episodes. Yeah. I worked at White Castle from the time I was 15 and a half, literally the day that I was legally allowed to get a job. I got a job that day. So I have the right to complain about certain things in life because I have worked my whole life. But I get this job at White Castle, and as a 15, 16, 17, even into my 18 early, it's a great job, but I don't really get to focus too much on the benefits because I still live at home with my parents, and, you know, I eat fairly well at home. My parents took care of that. But one of the benefits to working at White Castle is you get as much free food as you can possibly handle. All you have to do is like ring it up on the register and like put it into a little jar that shows that it's an expense. So 4 or 5 years of White Castle, you can only imagine. It's like you get kind of sick of it. You have to start getting creative, right? You start looking around the kitchen, you start finding things and combining certain things together. And, you know, you really start to become a creator of some culinary masterpieces.
Right.
Well, for me, this is a terrible, terrible, terrible scenario, but somebody's living it up because of what I came up with. So I don't even know. Maybe it was a night shift. I'm gonna, for the sake of entertainment purposes, I'm gonna say it's a night shift. That's when all the fun stuff happens at White Castle. And probably bored. Probably, you know, back in the day, who knows what we're doing? Probably not what we're supposed to be doing. But I'm having a lunch break or just randomly stopping to eat, which we would do regularly on night shift because, you know, what we can do?
It's not busy.
Yeah. So White Castle comes out with this menu item, and I'm guessing it was like probably about the summer of 97 or 98, just for timeline purposes. Remember these days, 97, 98. That's been 28 years ago. God, crazy to even imagine that. But they come up with this amazing delicacy on their side items menu, and it's called chicken rings. Now, don't know if you've ever heard of chicken rings or not, but sort of self-explanatory. It's like a chicken tender or a chicken nugget or a ring, you know, whatever every other restaurant has, but it's got to be different. So chicken rings.
Oh,
and it's just like a little ring, and it's got chicken. You can dip it in honey mustard or barbecue or whatever you need to dip it in. It's awesome. But something in my mind one day randomly sees something in this chicken ring, and it's like, wait a minute. I think I've come up with something amazing, and I think this could be the next big thing at White Castle.
Am I a culinary mastermind?
I am.
Yeah.
And there's many, many instances of this, but this is the number one predominant one. So I'm looking at this chicken ring one day, and I'm like, what would happen if I put the chicken ring on a bun, maybe put some cheese on it, and I called it a chicken ring sandwich.
Why not?
I know what you're thinking. What? Like, how did nobody else ever think of this? Well, it's true. Nobody else ever thought of this, the chicken ring sandwich. So I made this up in the summer of 97 or maybe early 98. I don't remember when, but I made this chicken ring sandwich, and I'm quite proud of it to the point where I'm eating it at break time pretty much as my go-to meal. Like, that's my thing. It should be called the Chuck, but it's the chicken ring sandwich. Well, one day, Becky, we've got a higher up from the company that comes in and, you know, just stops by and annoys the teenagers that work there by her authority and power and all that. And we strike up a random conversation. I start telling her a little bit about this chicken ring sandwich that I came up with, right? And it's like, gotta keep it kind of quiet because this is $1 million idea. Chicken ring sandwich. I tell the supervisor all about it, and she's completely unimpressed. To the point where she starts like kind of insulting me and saying like, you know, just put the fries in the bag, you know, one of those kind of deals. And I'm like, okay. She says, nobody would buy that. That's a stupid idea. Yeah, and remind you here, this lady's like 50 and I'm like 17, 18. So
oh my gosh,
here we go.
Your ego isn't fragile as it is.
Yes. And I thought I had a brilliant idea. So it's like, all right, whatever. Screw.
Were you trying to pitch it to her like something you could put on the menu?
Yes.
Okay, well,
because I saw potential here.
Yeah,
I saw potential. Here was the potential. When you put 2 chicken rings on a bun, they're real small. They're like the little White Castle sliders, but it's got the hole in the middle. If you are on a road trip or you're driving or whatever, you put the ketchup in the middle of the center of the hole. The ketchup and mustard. There's this. Done.
Wow.
Done, right? Okay, you see the brilliance in this
slide
too.
all over the place.
This lady's hating on it. This is stupid. Nobody would ever buy a chicken ring sandwich. I never want to hear of this nonsense again, Chuck. You're terrible. So I'm completely deflated.
Of course.
I continue to eat them because I saw the potential in them, but I felt like my dream of the chicken ring sandwich was dead other than just me.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Oh, no.
I was wrong.
She stole your idea.
White Castle. Yeah, quit White Castle. I come back about a year later. I'm looking at the menu, and I'm like, wow, they got some new things on the menu here. They've got, like, clam strips. They've got, like, you know, larger style mozzarella cheese sticks. They've got onion rings. Chicken ring sandwich. What? And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, can you guys, you know, give me a little bit of an explanation here? What is this chicken ring sandwich? Like, it can't be what I think it is because I invented that. I took it to a higher up and I was basically told I was a fool. Now I come back and I see this piece of crap actually on the menu, right? Now, of course, at this stage of the game, nobody believes that it was me. Nobody still to this day believes that I invented the chicken ring sandwich, but I did. And not only that, but 28 years later, I went to visit Ohio about 3 months ago. We stopped at that same White Castle that I worked at when I was in high school.
Still there.
Still on the menu. The chicken ring sandwich. So what I found out in my own mind, I can't get this information because this lady's probably long gone, but I think she was listening to my story. She had this thought of, if I discourage this teenager and I ruin him, but then take this idea to the other higher ups that don't know this guy, but they know me and they see me as an authoritarian figure, maybe I can get all the credit. And somewhere there's a lady named Carol that, if she's still alive, is probably on a podcast right now telling the story about how she invented the chicken ring sandwich. And Carol, you know it's a lie. We both know I invented the chicken ring sandwich. And
F
this
Carol.
is why, exactly. Hashtag F Carol. And it's because this was sandwich day. I had to come up with this one because I do believe I might be the only person that can actually claim this. And I will say, there is one other person that claims to have invented the chicken ring sandwich, but it's a complete ruse. It's this guy named Andrew that I used to work with. And every time I start harping about inventing the chicken ring, here comes Andrew 30 years after the fact. And I don't know, we're not even friends, but he shows up and always disputes it and says that he invented it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today on Sandwich Day, going on daily, to tell you the White Castle chicken ring sandwich is all mine.
Invented by Chuck Allen.
So if you ever go to White Castle, order that and make sure to tell your server the right man does not get credit for this because exactly 1B on Famous Chucks. I could have been the inventor of the chicken ring sandwich. I am, but I don't publicly get any recognition for it.
Terrible.
That would have changed my entire life.
You know what? They could have even been like, great idea. Here's $100. And as an 18-year-old, 17-year-old, you would have been like, oh my gosh, you got an extra $100.
I would have scoffed at that because I knew it was $1 million idea. And I know that this Carol waited until I was gone, and she went up there and presented this very thing. And I mean, she's probably got like a board with pictures on, we're going to take the chicken ring, we're going to place it on the bun, we're going to, potentially put ketchup and mustard in the middle. Like, she hit all the value points, and she got it approved. And 30 years later, they're like, thank you, Carol. Your brilliant input changed the entire menu of this entire restaurant chain, and it's been on the menu for almost 30 years. So wasn't Carol, folks, it was me.
Well, I think we can take solace in knowing that if Carol was in her 50s working at White Castle, she probably died an obese death. I think we can take solace.
Yeah, she smoked a lot of cigarettes too.
Yeah, of course she did.
And this was a long time ago, so I feel like ultimately in the marathon known as life, I'm going to win. But I got that window where it's like, how would have life been different? Would I have never gotten into what I do now, roofing? Would I be on this podcast right now had I been given credit for inventing that?
Certainly not. No. You probably would live in some mansion somewhere with pictures of said chicken ring sandwich.
Giant chicken rings. Yeah. I would have like Chester the chicken ring would be like the...
Yeah.
Not that I've given it much thought, but would be like the mascot of it. And,
Well, I'm sorry that happened.
It is.
You could have saved White Castle as it's not very popular. Oh, man. Even with that movie, I've never had White Castle. Again,
it's
Canadian.
So good. Oh, my God, is it good?
After watching Harold and Kumar, I thought, I've got to have this. But I've never been anywhere because I don't think they have it down south, do they? It's mostly in the northern.
Yeah, they got this place called Crystal, and they try to say that it's the same, but
I think I had Crystal. I'm pretty sure. So my brother lived in Alabama for a while. My cousin
you had
lived
Crystal
in South Carolina.
in Alabama.
So, down there, Sonic, of course, Hardee's. Sonic is like the best thing ever. In-N-Out, Checkers, like I've been to all those, but never White Castle because I never saw one. So I guess next time I go to the States, I'm going to look for a White Castle. I think they actually have them in Vegas, so maybe next time I go.
You gotta go. And this is why people don't like White Castle. They only have the frozen ones. Those are not that good. But if you go in person, that's the way to do it.
Okay, good to know. Before I say anything else here, I just have to give a shout out to, this OCS Stream Hub World on Kick. Sent this cute little slider emoji or emote or whatever. That's pretty cute. I like it. So Slimer is here from Kick. So thank you, commenter people. If you're on any of our platforms, feel free to drop a comment because why not? It doesn't just have to be Ron chatting. It can be anywhere. If you're on Twitter, why don't I just go into our social media info?
Let's go to social media.
Let's go. Okay, so we are currently live on Kick, as we know. YouTube, Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting, also on Twitch at RI_broadcasting. You can subscribe, like, follow, whatever on any of these platforms. Plus on Twitch, you can give a bit. They're like a penny each. We're also on X live at Broadcasting RI. So make sure you follow one of us here live. You can also listen to us after the fact. Let's say you're not around at 9 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Mountain Time. You can listen to us on Spotify, Red Circle, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio at RI Broadcasting. Of course, you can follow our social medias, MeWe, TikTok, LinkedIn, Space Hey, Blue Sky, Parler, Patreon, Gab, a million others. We are there at RI Broadcasting, of course, on Twitter at Broadcasting RI. And we have a Patreon account at RIBroadcasting, so make sure you follow there and get yourself some merch and swag. If you don't have those, which you probably don't, because who's ever even heard of Space Hey, go to Facebook, Going On Daily Morning Show. I know that one's a little bit different, but our RI Broadcasting one got zucked.
It got jacked.
I don't know what Ron did, but they banned him forever from all Meta products. He can't even use WhatsApp, people. Okay. So we have Going On Daily Morning Show Facebook page. Follow us there because we would love to go live again on Facebook. And of course, we have a website, RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net, where, again, you can just, out of the goodness of your heart, donate $10 million. But you can also vote for our Hall of Fame. Now, we are at the beginning of a new month. This is exciting because last month we had the best 80s shows. Now, it was Golden Girls, Cheers, MASH, Happy Days, Married with Children. As you can see in that order, Golden Girls took it with 38%, Cheers at 25%. Oh, tied with MASH for 25%, Happy Days 12%, and 0 for Married with Children. I am shocked. I thought MASH and Happy Days would be at the end. But if you don't vote, you don't get your say. So Golden Girls took it. They are moving on into the Hall of Fame. As a recap, August was the Beatles who won. September was Grease, somehow that won. Now October is Golden Girls. Now that means we have got a new one for November. Ooh. And we have got 90s actors. So Gene Hackman in the 90s? That's a weird one. Anyways, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Sean Penn, Robin Williams, Gene Hackman, or Tom Hanks. I know for a fact I'm not voting for Tom Hanks. Who would I vote for? I mean, Philip Seymour Hoffman, great actor. Why did he overdose? Why'd you do it, my guy? Robin Williams, again, why'd you do it?
You're not going to vote for Tom Hanks. You were very stern about that.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, I'm too much of a conspiracy theorist to like Tom Hanks. Look into the Tom Hanks conspiracies, my friends. I don't know who's going to get my vote. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one. I think Robin Williams is going to take it, but I don't know.
I feel like the early odds would be in Robin's favor.
Yeah.
Just because when I look at this, Robin Williams and Tom Hanks are actually the only two that I actually know. So 3 of them have been eliminated already.
Fair. I mean, Tom Hanks they're all fantastic actors. I will give them that. Every single one of them, absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to be tight, but I think Robin Williams is going to take it. Now, that being said, this is a 90s actors list. Where is George Clooney? And I know Ron can't stand George Clooney, but like Brad Pitt? I think of the 90s, Brad Pitt, right? Well, I would say Brad Pitt is more 2000s to me, a 2000s actor. Even though he was very
I just think about Fight Club. Fight Club was like
97 or 8, yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Right. I just think of his like blonde spiky tips. It's 2000s. So anyways, make sure you vote on RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net. Clooney can't possibly be first on the list. Listen, yes, he's not a great actor. But what about Val Kilmer? You love Val Kilmer, Ron. Whatever. This is the list. Go ahead, go to RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net and vote for your favorite. Whew. Okay, that's always such a mouthful, hey?
Indeed, but we did find out. Congrats to the Golden Girls.
Congrats, Blanche.
We knew you guys had it in you.
Why can't I think of their names right now? Dorothy, Blanche,
Rose, Dorothy, Sophia, Rose.
That's right.
I think that's it, right? 4 of them.
Sophia Petrillo, Blanche Devereaux, Rose Nyland, and Dorothy Zabornak. See, I know it.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Now you know.
Well, we know. Okay, now I'm going to have to attempt to read stuff with these insanely dark sunglasses on. Just so everyone knows, I got pink eye. In case you're watching and you're wondering why I think I'm cool, but I'm not. All right, so we're talking sandwich origins. It's sandwich day here in the world.
Indeed.
And that sounds amazing. I would kill for a sandwich. I'm actually watching my macros, so I'm not going to eat a sandwich today, but it sounds fantastic. So obviously a classic on this list is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but what is the origin of it? You know, it actually has a long history. It's believed that the Inca Indians of South America grew up and ground peanuts to make a butter. But in 1895, Dr. John Kellogg of the Kellogg's brand, yes, the same one,
right,
invented a version of peanut butter that his older patients could eat as a protein substitute. He came up with this to help his patients with poor teeth and inhibited the ability to chew. Jelly has equally long history of being developed as a way to preserve fruit using cane sugar. So who thought of combining them together? Well, it's the invention of pre-sliced bread in the 1900s, specifically in 1917. I actually figured peanut butter and jelly was older than that. Only 100 and what?
Can't have peanut butter and jelly without sliced bread, though. That's what was missing.
I mean, that's fair. But you could just put it on like a slice, like one bread that you cut and just slice it. Like you don't have to pre-slice. But a man named Paul Welch of the Welch's grape family,
falling into place,
right, got a patent for mashing up grapes and turning them into jelly. The recipe was published in a Boston cooking school magazine in 1901, combined with Kellogg's peanut butter with jelly. Although it wasn't with the Welch's grape, it was with apple or currant jelly. And then peanut butter and jelly sandwiches caught on after that, and the rest is history. So I don't know.
There's actually a peanut butter and jelly only restaurant here in San Antonio. I've never been.
Oh, really?
But that's all they serve, like with like crazy stuff on them, you know, but like, yeah.
Sounds fantastic. I love my husband will die if he eats peanuts. And so we don't eat a lot of, I bring it in the house. I'm not going to lie. He's a grown man. So, he can avoid it. But I don't eat a ton of it anymore. I used to live off peanut butter, but I don't eat a ton of it anymore because I don't want accidental death. So
yeah, it's terrible.
He doesn't love
One of my
that.
other sandwich stories involved me almost killing somebody, so I get it.
Yeah, you get it. Perfect. We'll save it for next week, even though it won't be sandwich week. Okay, I've never heard of this sandwich. It's called a fluffernutter. Have you heard of that? Is it an American thing?
Yes.
Oh, you have? Okay. So it's a peanut butter jelly sandwich called the fluffernutter. It's made with peanut butter and marshmallow cream. I'm sorry, pardon me.
Indeed.
It was invented in Massachusetts, whoop, whoop, Ron, just before World War I, and the troops loved fluffernutter, but it wasn't actually named that until 1960 by an ad agency. That sounds fantastic. Fluffernutter, peanut butter and fluff or marshmallow cream. But they didn't have the jars of marshmallow cream back then. Did they just have marshmallow and just heat it up?
I would have to assume that that's what happened.
Gosh,
but does it also have some other key ingredients to it?
Like what? Maybe they just have had add-ins over the years.
Well, now see, I see a picture of the king right there, Elvis himself. And when I saw Elvis and I saw the sandwich, the first thing that I was drawn to was my favorite restaurant in the world, which is called Pinky's West Side Grill in Charlotte, North Carolina. And they have a sandwich called the Velvet Elvis, which is exactly what you just described. It's the fluffernutter. It's got that stuff on it, the marshmallow, then it's got some peanut butter, toasted bread, which is like that real thick kind, but it also has bacon and honey. And I'm telling you what,
that sounds good.
This is the stuff that dreams are made of. Unfortunately, I'm like 1,500 miles away right now, but there have actually been times where I have scheduled flights to where I could land in Charlotte, where I didn't even have to go to Charlotte, but I like purposely went that way, and I had like an 8 or 9 hour layover so I could go get a Velvet Elvis.
Okay, so I was talking to JJ, our Thursday host here, about coming to visit because she lives in the same town as my cousins. So I thought if I'm coming to visit my cousins, I may as well visit JJ. But I was like, what's my best airport? Because flying right into Greenville is a little bit expensive and flying into Atlanta is cheaper, but I don't want to drive for 3 hours. And she said, why not into Charlotte? So maybe. And if that's the case, I'm hitting up Pinky's West Side Grill, okay?
Yes. Now, as we continue to do these episodes, as the closer your travels get, let me remind you over and over again, Pinky's West Side Grill in Charlotte. It's right by the airport.
Oh,
right by it.
I will take this into consideration. If I'm going to rent a car and drive from anywhere, it might as well be somewhere that I'm going to get the best sandwich ever. And
that is not even the best sandwich on their menu, but that's what we're talking about here today. So,
is it all sandwiches at the West Side?
No. They've got like you name it. It's a cool place. They've got I can't even describe it. It used to be an auto shop, and they built it into a restaurant. And I've been there. I've seen famous people there, like wrestlers and stuff. And
all of them, which have had heart attacks.
It's pretty awesome.
That
Heart
sounds great.
attacks are a common thing, it
Yeah.
happens.
In America, absolutely, yes. In the rest
When
of
you
the
put
world, maybe
bacon
not
on
as
your
much.
peanut butter and marshmallow sandwiches,
Yeah.
you're down for it.
Ron says they voted for Greece in September. They did, yeah. Okay, well, I love it. Now I'm starving, so thanks. So I've been, like I said, I've been tracking my macros. I'm trying to hit like 150 grams of protein today, which is tough.
It is
And
tough.
I'm finding I'm eating a lot of fat and protein, but then I'm not eating a lot of carbs. So then it's like, we'll have to fill in my carbs. And then I'm like, do I just eat bread? Like, do I just eat? So I've been eating like sweet potatoes and like quinoa and stuff, but it's tough to get your macros exactly right. And now all I'm thinking of is you don't need that gross egg beef breakfast. You want a peanut butter and jam sandwich.
You need a Velvet Elvis.
I need a Velvet Elvis. Yeah, totally. I don't know why we did food week on the week I'm dieting. That's stupid. Anyways, grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is the
Yeah.
next one. So this has like a whole story with it. On a chilly autumn day, what family doesn't enjoy sitting around and having a warm tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches?
Right?
I guess you're right. The grilled cheese sandwich can actually be traced back to the 1920s when both sliced bread and American cheese became available. It was a popular and quick dish for the army during World War II, and soldiers loved hot, gooey sandwiches. Of course, it's quick. It's the quickest thing you can make. The state of California is the largest producer of cheese in the U.S. each year, which is crazy. I thought Wisconsin, but each year, state holds the Wisconsin Grilled Cheese Championship held in Dodgeville, Wisconsin. A championship that's a 2-day event with beer and cheese held Friday night and the grill off on Saturday. Yes, please.
Nice.
I love America. Man, you guys know how to do it. Like, obesity is an absolute epidemic, but like,
It's so great, though.
as someone who loves food, I'm all about it. Okay, how about bologna? Do you like bologna? I don't.
Yes.
It
I
has
make
like
a heck of a bologna burger. I'm not gonna lie. It's
really, like a thick
ridiculous.
chunk of it. I don't know that
On the
taste,
grill. Ooh.
like gives my tongue a willy flavor. I don't know if I like it. Like it's like gritty and I don't know. I mean, I also say that about Spam, and then you try Spam, and you're like, that's actually pretty good. So maybe if I tried a bologna burger, maybe
A
I would like
bologna
that.
burger. I put them right on the grill. Toast
I
up
had
that
bologna
bun. Get a
sandwiches
little
a
bit
lot as a
of
kid.
pickles, mustard, and onion on that bad boy. And
Yeah, I don't know. Like we were not super well off growing up, so we had a lot of bologna. Always whole wheat bread because in the 90s you only eat whole wheat bread because you're heart healthy. And I hated it. And like mayo, and that was it. Miracle Whip, actually, we didn't even have mayo. It was Miracle Whip. And it's gross. The thought of it is disgusting. You just thought of a bite of it makes me want to
I
gag.
feel,
But I
Miracle
would
Whip
try it
ruins a
eventually.
lot of memories. If we're
I know.
adulting nowadays with
Yeah.
kids, don't
Mayo.
make your kids eat Miracle Whip.
I
I
went
tried
to
to
my
tell my mom
parents.
that for like 20 years and she didn't buy it. I hate Miracle Whip.
So I went to my parents last weekend. I had a cousin who flew in out of town last minute. So she came over and she doesn't know my family that well. She's actually married to my cousin. She doesn't know my family because they've only been married like 6 years or something. So my mom made pulled pork, which is awesome. She bought these buns from Walmart, who doesn't have a bakery where we live. These are like brought in and they're dry as hockey pucks. And so I was like, man, I need some butter or something. And so I put butter on one side, and my dad's like, why do you need more calories? Do you think you need more calories? Like, not it, to her, she's like, oh my gosh, your dad just body shamed you. You're like 40 and he body shamed you. And then I was like, well, you're going to hate this, Dad, because I'm also putting mayo on it because these buns were literal hockey pucks. And, and then after he's like, yeah, that was pretty dry. I'm like, yeah, you need the fat to break it up. So I go in their fridge and I'm like, where's your mayo? He's like, right there. And he points to the Miracle Whip. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. That's salad dressing. No, thank you. I did it because these buns were that dry. I did it. But man, it was.
It's a lousy experience. I never understood the infatuation with Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm a straight mayo. I was in North Carolina, and the best mayo in the entire
Duke's,
world
right?
is Duke's.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my cousins in South Carolina told me I need Duke's. We can't get it here. I should bring one back.
Oh,
I need a trip just to this house to get
just
all
to
these
get stuff like that. You can get some Duke's mayo at Bucky's.
Yeah.
Get a Velvet Elvis on your way out of Charlotte. Everything's here.
The land of opportunity. Why am I rotting away in Canada eating regular fast food when you guys
Regular
have
fast food.
when you guys have White Castle? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways, I don't like bologna. All that to say, I don't like bologna. But also, I hate the way that they spell it. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
I've never been able to figure that out.
Bologna, weird. Anyways, Oscar Mayer Company, as we know of the Wiener brand, created this unique vacuum sealed package that kept the bologna from drying out or spoiling. Listen, if you've got meat that's not in the fridge for years on end and it doesn't spoil, probably don't eat that, because what is happening in your guts? And then in the early 70s, Oscar Mayer came up with this famous jingle that drove the sales of bologna through the roof. And so OSCARME, whatever. And that's what he called bologna, I guess. I thought they were just known for their hot dogs. I guess they're known for their bologna.
Oh, they are. Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I didn't even know they did hot dogs, honestly. I only knew them for bologna.
Wiener. That is what I truly like to be. Okay. The Philly cheesesteak. Now we're talking.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
So, of course, we are talking about, things more specific to certain places. According to the Historical Society of Pennsylvania, the creators of the delicious sandwich are a couple named Pat and Harry. Actually, I don't know if they're a couple. They could be brothers. Either way, Pat and Harry. They could be gay lovers. I don't know. Pat and Harry Olivieri in the early 1930s. They owned a hot dog stand near South Philly's Italian Market. After the popularity of the sandwich soared, the little stand grew into a full-fledged restaurant called Pat's King of Steaks, which is still operating today. Fun fact.
Nice.
Yeah, I love a Philly. Oh, like, what is it? Mushrooms and onions and green peppers or something, and cheese and.
Yeah, I think I might be having that for lunch today. I was going to go to this New York diner down the street and get something similar to the Velvet Elvis.
Like a
I think they have it there. I think they have a fluffer nutter sandwich at this. I know what I'm getting.
I've never been to like a Jewish deli.
Oh,
like a New York style deli. But like, I love a Reuben. I love pastrami. I love all bread, all cheese.
Everything's good there. You can't go wrong. And I almost killed somebody with the Reuben one time. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh,
I feel like I'm the greatest grilled Reuben chef on the planet.
Oh, are you? I'm just coming to Texas. You're cooking for me. You're taking me to all the road stops and you're cooking for me.
Oh my God. There's so many. So many.
It sounds fantastic. Texas.
Why we're the fattest city in America.
The land of dreams is Texas. I can't wait. How about a hot brown from Louisville, Kentucky? That also sounds fantastic.
A hot brown?
Yeah, hot brown sandwich. Not like
that.
So I don't know. I'm guessing it's full of gravy, but it says it first made its debut at the Brown Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky in 1926. It's an open-faced sandwich, roasted sliced turkey over toasted bread, covered in Mornay sauce, and then baked or broiled to make the top wonderfully brown and bubbly. Oftentimes, bacon and or tomatoes are added on top of the sauce. Oh my gosh. It's like a Thanksgiving meal. A hot brown.
Yeah, not what I was expecting out of hot brown at all, to be honest. I thought it was going to be something pretty
racy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I actually think I knew that because, I don't know, I think Swiss Chalet. Do you guys have Swiss Chalet? It has stuff like that.
No, I don't even know what that is. I thought for a second, and pardon my language here, I'm gonna say this before I say what I'm about to say, but when I hear hot brown, I almost assumed it was the same thing as what we here in the States call shit on a shingle, which I don't know if you're familiar with that or not, but it's an open-faced sandwich where you pour like stuff on it, and I guess the politically correct term is SOS, but I'm a roofer. Funny. I'm partial to shingles, and hot brown just made me think of that.
That's so gross. Oh, okay. Well, a way to ruin that for us boys.
I got a hashtag shit on a shingle. You can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't.
That's going to get us at least 6 or 7 views somewhere down the road.
Hashtag porn. That's what you should do.
This is where the bad viewers come from.
Yeah, right. How about a po' boy? Have you had a po' boy sandwich?
Oh, come on now. I love.
They've got a Cajun restaurant here. It's like this tiny little diner. It looks like a 60s or 50s diner. And there's they don't allow kids. There's like 4 tables and it's all po' boys.
More.
Gosh, it's so good. This one specifically is talking about the shrimp po' boy, and they actually put it with the muffaletta. Is that what it's called? Muffaletta?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well,
know about that too.
Okay. Well, I guess you're from the South, so New Orleans is not horribly far from you. It says that these 2 sandwiches are both synonymous with New Orleans cuisine. The shrimp po' boy is served on a buttered toasted French roll with a mound of battered fried shrimp, crispy shredded cabbage, diced tomatoes, and a rich savory remoulade sauce, which is a mix of mayo, herbs, capers, pickles, and anchovy. It's kind of like a tartar sauce, really. There's also a lot of controversy about the origin of the shrimp po' boy, but some version of it has been serving it since the 1920s to hardworking farmers, dockhands, and laborers. Although there's no controversy about the muffaletta sandwich, consisting of round bread called a muffaletta, sliced, covered with several layers of marinated olive salad. What? Salami, ham, Swiss cheese, provolone, and mortadella. I don't know how I feel about it. I guess it's like a tapenade, all the olives and stuff.
I'm not a fan.
No, I like olives chopped up. I don't like them as olives. But this this is considered a delicacy. I don't know, but the Central Grocery Delicatessen is who's the creator. Apparently, in the 50s or 60s, the sandwich itself has been served by Italian immigrants for years. Is there a lot of Italians in New Orleans? Do you know?
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, why don't I do one more just to preserve time here?
All right.
Let me look through. Ooh, how about the French dip? It's kind of like a cheesesteak a little bit.
The French dip was invented in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, right. Well, apparently places in Los Angeles are claiming it because it's also talking about the Italian beef from Chicago, or the Los Angeles and Italian beef from Chicago. It's a lot of, yeah.
All right.
So the French dip, they both say the original was both said to have made the French dip. So Cole's Pacific Electric Buffet and Philippe, the original. These are, I don't know, must be restaurants or something. Restaurants in 1908. Cole said they created the sandwich shortly after opening, specifically for a customer who had a tooth problem and needed help chewing. So they give it like a cup of jus to dip it in. So it's now like baby food.
Nice.
And then, of course, Philippe, the original, claims the sandwich was invented in 1918 by the owner, Philip Matthew. Although, who knows? It is delicious, though. Basically, you get meat on a bun, some cheese. Sometimes they put stuff on it, like a Philly, like
some onions,
or onions. And then you get this like hot, thin gravy. Basically, it's jus.
So good.
Like a stock. Oh, I love jus. Yeah. And you dip it in and it's fantastic. If I'm going to order a sandwich anywhere, it's going to be a beef dip. So yeah, that is just a few sandwiches and their origins. Freaking delicious.
Indeed.
I'm starving.
And this actually makes me feel so much better because I hear that throughout the course of time, there are differing takes on where these things were invented, who invented them, where they came from. Looks like chicken ring controversy is a regular thing with just about everything. Yeah, right? So
somewhere there's
I actually feel better about this.
Well, listen, like there's 209 other Chuck Allens, so maybe they all are claiming to have invented the chicken ring. Maybe you're in some sort of Truman Show, Matrix sort of thing.
Potentially. Maybe. I've wondered this for years.
Maybe. Okay, so you want to talk about Halloween. I'm curious how this leads into anything, but is it Halloween yet?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
It's not, by the way.
And the reason why I ask is it Halloween yet is, I'm sure you're well aware, just like most folks are, Halloween was like 2-3 days ago, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And this year has been kind of strange in that I don't feel like people celebrate Halloween anymore. Like, not like it used to be. And this isn't one of those back in the day we used to celebrate, but I will say this. on Friday, we're working and it's a little bit later in the afternoon, going into early evening.
Yeah.
When the trick-or-treaters are supposed to be going out and, basically getting their take from everybody in the neighborhood. And I couldn't help but notice there were only like 3 or 4 kids. And I don't know what happened, but then Saturday I realized there's something new that has become a tradition. I'm not sure how I feel about it, so we can discuss this. There's this new thing. It's called trunk or treat.
Oh.
And trunk or treat is basically like you go to a safe, like neutral location, like a church or a community rec center or something like that. And there's like a whole bunch of candy and all the kids go there and they gather in one place and they like have fun and they play games and they, get to do cool kid stuff. But this to me, a family trick-or-treating yesterday morning. There you go.
That's weird.
That's interesting. But you didn't see him doing it on Friday night. So this begs the question, is it Halloween yet? Because I look around, I saw nothing. Like you said, it normally snows.
Yeah.
It doesn't snow here, but I saw nothing. I saw no kids in costumes. I saw no like.
Oh, we've got some frozen things.
A couple of years ago, my roofing company actually, with their trick-or-treating, we got them the bags and it had my logo on it, and there was probably 150, 200 kids. But now there are none. And it made me wonder,
what the heck?
Is Halloween being phased out for a reason? Is it because people are offended by everything nowadays? Is it because we can't trust our neighbors anymore to give candy to the children? What is the situation? But I do feel as though Halloween just kind of came and went without any real fanfare this year. And I look outside and it's like, did we just have Halloween? Is it next week? When is Halloween? Because I didn't see it this year.
I would think that a place that's warm, especially on Halloween, would be riddled with trick-or-treaters. And as we know, Halloween is ladies' time to get slutty without any repercussion, right? Dress as slutty as you want. So like if you're not freezing doing it, because trust me, I've had my day like that and I froze my butt off every time for the sake of looking like a hoe on Halloween. Halloween. But you would think in a place that's 70 degrees, like you could dress like a hoe all year.
And they do. They do.
But where were they? If not this year, where were they?
I just don't know. I drove through neighborhoods, and it's sad because a lot of people that are from the older generation still really get into it.
Yeah.
So there's like some amazing yard decor. Yeah. I was telling someone the other day about one that I saw where there was actually a hearse in the front yard, and it had a license plate that said Dead Texan, and it had like a skeleton that was hanging out the window that was driving the hearse, and it's like, that's a lot of effort for Halloween. And I think I'd be pissed if I put all that effort in and got like 3 kids.
Yeah. So I don't like to give out candy only because I've got 3 dogs. The kids are knocking. My dogs are freaking out. And I live in a split level. So meaning the door is here and then you either go upstairs or downstairs. We have like a 6-foot landing. That's it at the front door. So it's not like we can just hang out. It's not like these open concepts where I can sit in my living room, watch TV, and then just open the door. Not at all. So it's like constant. And we have a gate at the top of the stairs. Otherwise, my dogs run crazy. So it's constantly like click, walk down the stairs, open, go back up. So it's like, to me, it's not worth it. Plus, the Blue Jays were playing. It was like, to me, I thought we weren't doing it. And then my husband goes, yeah, we'll give out candy tonight. He goes and picks up, I kid you not, like 5 huge boxes of candy and a giant box of chips. And I was like, how many kids do you think we're getting? Because we never get many, like maybe 20, maybe. Sure enough, he gave out, like he was being generous. He gave out 1 box worth and some, like a box of chips worth. And that was it. Now we're left with like 5 boxes of candy. Again.
That's
and I was
the plan though.
And I'm like,
someone's got to eat it.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, I'm supposed to be tracking my macros tomorrow, Andrew. And so he says to me, or I say to him, you better hide it from me because I have 0 willpower. And you know what this man's response was? This MFer, he goes, I'll hide it with the cleaning supplies, you'll never find them.
Oh.
So I did find them. They were not with the cleaning supplies. But now I know where they are, so he's going to have to hide them again.
There's only one right thing to do, and that's eat all of the candy, get it out of the house.
Here's the thing. It's there's not even chocolate. Like, don't get me wrong, I like all candy, but there's not even chocolate. It's like Rockets, which you guys call Smarties, and Sour Patch Kids, Fuzzy Peaches, things like that. Do you guys have all those?
Yes.
But I did find out. So I'm going to Africa in February, and the girl who's organizing it said, if anyone has leftover candy, bring it, because some of these kids in the orphanage have never even had candy once in their life. So, you know what I'm doing? I'm bringing 4 boxes of candy.
That's right.
So, at least it's going to a good cause at this point.
There you go.
Yeah.
The world is a better place.
Yeah, the world is a better place. But yeah, no, to me, like, my kids were barely even talked about Halloween. My one kid stayed home. There was a party. She's in grade 10. There was a party. She chose to stay home. My other kid, it was grade 8. She went trick-or-treating with her friends. It was very low key. I literally had to do nothing to help them. I didn't have to do their makeup. I didn't have to buy them costumes, like nothing. So
I guess it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's a little sad. And it's like, well, There we go.
I remember being a kid and going to like church often for, not always. Sometimes I would trick or treat, but sometimes I would go to like the youth group, and it would be like games and candy and stuff there. And every year was kind of different what we decided to do, and it was fine. But yeah, it was a lot more festive back then. That's for sure.
Yeah. To me, I think it's probably better to take all your kids to a central location that's trusted rather than, although you read these stories sometimes. Okay. And I think the most far-fetched story of them all is maybe the most popular. And that is that somewhere some bad person is like lacing all the candy bars with drugs and then giving them to the kids. And it's like, I definitely don't advocate for this in any way, shape, or form. But if you guys knew like how important that stuff was to people that had access to that, they're not giving it away to the kids for free. So
I know that there's this meme out there that talks about, like my childhood prepared me for how many people were going to offer me drugs. It was like, as an adult, I find that nobody has offered me drugs.
Just that one time at that Candlebox concert, and that was a different story all to itself. But yes, never see quicksand. You never have to deal with that. You never have to stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
I don't think they prepared us correctly for life.
No. Yeah, exactly. I've never spontaneous combustion. That was always a big concern.
Yeah. I've never seen it happen.
I did have a friend a few years ago, a bag of leaves spontaneously combusted in his shed, because that can happen, I guess, when a shed gets too hot. Anything inside of it, if it's combustible, will start up. So that was the only time. But not humans. We don't hear about that anymore.
Not very often.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year at the most.
Well, you have 10 times the population I do. So the chances of you seeing somebody do that, much higher than mine.
I leave flammable liquids in my car in the heat of the sun. I don't know.
Not only do you leave meat in the back of your car, but you also leave flammable liquids.
I got a whole thing going on over there. It's too much. It's out of control.
That's funny. Yeah, you're right about Halloween, though. The energy was a little different this year, which I'm okay with. Halloween's not my jam. Christmas, though. When Christmas feels like nothing, I hate that.
I'm afraid that that's going to happen this year.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. People are depressed.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, well. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. I got a story here about Elvis and his sandwich, since we were talking about that before. This is an absolutely insane sandwich, or insane story about, we know Elvis was a bit grandiose, right? If Elvis wanted something, he had it and then some. But this title is called The Fool's Gold Loaf Run. It's so stupid. So we've already kind of talked about this, but like, what's the furthest you've ever been for a sandwich when you specifically have a stop in Charlotte for a sandwich? Is that it?
Yeah, that's probably it. I've gone to some crazy extremes for specific things over the
Yeah,
years,
not
but
even just
we'd
sandwiches
be
for
here for
specific
days.
thing. Yeah, that's fair. So, like for most people, maybe we'll drive across town in a snowstorm like us, right? Or ordered takeout and had some kid in his Uber Eats car have to deliver it to you when it's a whiteout. We do that here too. But obviously it's like worth it. But let's talk about Elvis and his cravings, right? As we know, this guy loved his junky food. Obviously, it killed him. What did he have? A heart attack on his toilet?
I'm thinking
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. So, sorry, it's just funny as I'm thinking about the story. So, this is a true story of the night that he flew halfway across the country for his sandwich. So, it's February 1st, 1976. He's in Graceland, of course. Elvis is lounging at home late at night with two of his buddies, Captain Jerry Kennedy, a Denver police officer, and Ron, and I'm going to butcher this, Pietrafesso, another law enforcement friend. So the mood is relaxed. They're sitting around laughing, talking about everything from cars to music to food. Somebody, and nobody remembers who exactly, but brings up this crazy sandwich from Denver, Colorado. As you know, Tennessee and Colorado are not super close to each other. The sandwich is called the Fool's Gold Loaf. Now, it wasn't your average like BLT or Turkey Club. This loaf was created at a place called the Colorado Mime Company, which is a Denver restaurant known for its over-the-top creations at the time. Here's what was in it. You take a giant loaf of French bread, you hollow it out,
Oh,
you
yeah.
you fill it with an entire jar of creamy peanut butter, an
Yep.
entire jar of grape jelly,
Yes.
and a pound of crispy bacon. So now it's hollowed
Yes.
out. So I can only imagine it's upright. The whole thing is toasted until warm and golden. Guess how many calories?
600,000.
Okay, well that's extreme. No, 8,000. But
I would
still,
eat like 12 of them, so I would be about
right?
600,000.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so we, as adults, right? Like I'm on a deficit right now, eating 1,500 calories a day, which is pretty low. You like for an average man, it's probably about 2,500. A man who works out, right? So 8,000 for one sandwich is out of control. So it was sold for $49.95. And to Elvis, obviously, that was no big deal. But in the 70s, that was a lot. That's worth about $250 today.
Absolutely.
Elvis heard about this glorious creation from his buddies, and he didn't just nod and go, "Oh, yeah, that sounds good." No, he leaned forward, grinned, and said, "Let's go get one." And keep in mind, this is the middle of the night. It was 1 a.m. in Memphis. So, that means it was probably midnight Denver time. It was 1,000 miles away, but Elvis doesn't have to think about logistics because he's Elvis and he has all the money in the world. He had a private jet. So
Of course.
this was, of course, it was a jet called the Convair 880 named the Lisa Marie. Within minutes, he told his pilot to fire up. Now, his pilot was asleep in bed in his home in Memphis
Oh,
with his
yeah.
family.
We're going to need to
And
get
he
over
gets
here,
this
remember?
call and it was like, we're going to Denver. I need a sandwich. And his wife's thinking like, I will kill you. Like, quit this job today. But nope, he got it. He got him ready to go on his jet. They all jumped on board. They didn't even like pack luggage or anything. They didn't change. They were just wearing what they were
A
wearing.
day trip. Yep.
Well, a night trip, yeah. And they took off into the night sky, leaving behind the twinkling lights of Memphis. I like how they put this here. So Elvis, sitting by the window in his aviator sunglasses, his classic look, maybe humming a tune, laughing with his friends, thinking about this 2 a.m. sandwich. So they actually arrived at 1:40. So like, no joke, they got in this plane and they left like immediately. They stayed right there in the hangar because the word had already spread to the restaurant owners, Dave and Cindy Thomas. They were waiting for them. They had brought not one, not two, 22 of these sandwiches.
Ooh.
22 of them. Each sandwich was warm and golden and stuffed bursting with peanut butter, jelly, and bacon. The crew set up a little table right there in the hangar, covered it with white linen, and served them the sandwiches alongside champagne and Perrier water. like I can't even envision this, right? Like this rock star and his friends sitting in like this dimly lit hangar and 2 a.m, and they're eating an insane amount of these sandwiches with an
Throwing
insane
down
amount of
peanut butter and
calories.
jelly with champagne.
With
The life of
champagne,
a
of
rock
course. They're
star.
just like living the life, right? That's the most rock star thing he could probably do. It's not drugs, it's not hookers, like it's not blow. It's this
Peanut
insane
butter and
sandwich
jelly and
at 2
champagne.
a.m. So, I mean, it was about simple joys for them, right? It's not even about luxury. They didn't get dressed up. He didn't wear his fancy little outfits. Like he was just eating a sandwich, loving it. So, I mean, 22 seemed extreme. I think probably 3 of them could have shared one, maybe 2. But what do I know? So apparently a few hours later and several sandwiches later, yes, several, Elvis and his friends boarded the plane back to Memphis that they went. And they never even stepped outside of the airport. So 1,600 miles round trip just to get the sandwich. Now, whether or not every detail is perfectly accurate, I think things lose a little bit of translation over the years. So it says it's not entirely confirmed that it's 100% accuracy. Like to me, 22 sandwiches seems a bit extreme. Also, like, how did they cook up 22 pounds of bacon that fast? They just had 22 jars of peanut butter lying around. I don't know. And within an hour, they got to do it within an hour. Anyway.
It doesn't quite add up if you really do
Yeah,
the
right.
in-depth research on it, but
yes,
it's Elvis. So, I mean,
for sure.
There's a little mystique to it no matter what.
Yeah, but apparently you can still find versions of the sandwich in Denver restaurants, and the story too on food blogs, and where it talks about his love for peanut butter and bacon and this monument to indulgence. But I don't know. It's funny, like sometimes celebrities do stuff for publicity, but this was like hush hush, right? So
Yeah, so you don't want too many people knowing you got it like that.
So I'm gonna ask. So my kid's boyfriend, he's from Colorado. He just moved here. I'm gonna ask his mom, do you know of this story? Do you know of this sandwich? Like, is it a legend there? So we'll see.
Indeed.
Insane. So all that said, I'm starving now. All I want is peanut butter and jam and bacon and bread and bananas.
I know exactly where I'm going after this, and it's not to my appointment. It's actually to the store. I'm going to get one of those giant loaves of bread, and I'm going to make a Elvis tribute lunch today, and I may end up the same way as Elvis after this.
Listen,
but
if Chuck's not
it'll be worth it.
It's because he died on his toilet. That's why.
He was happy.
I mean, eat one. Like, I don't know how big a French loaf is. To me, I'm thinking like long. I don't think that's it. It's probably like that.
It's one. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty big, though. They probably weigh like at least a pound.
Yeah. We have these sandwiches here called the Lumberjack, and you get them at like Safeway or whatever grocery stores. And it's probably like this big.
Oh, yeah. Like everything.
Yeah. And it's like mayo, mustard, cheese, lettuce, tomato, meat, whatever. It's huge. It's like $11. And so I worked with a guy who used to get one for lunch and eat it, but he would take off the top bread and then he would cut it in half and he would make it like this giant thick sandwich, but he would eat it. And
that's the move.
Yeah. I mean, I think like if I was a homeless person, like save up $11 of panhandling and go get that thing's going to last you at least the day. You'd be stuffed. So
there you go. Anyway. We're here to save the world, solving the problems.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I know I've put us over here with that story, but that is it for today. Thank you for joining us at the start of Food Week. Tomorrow we got Sharon and Luana, so we'll see what they are talking about. It's not just Sandwich Week. I think there was something like, what did Ron say, like Deviled Eggs Week?
Yeah, we just had Sandwich Day. We were just blessed with the holy grail of food topics, and that was Sandwich Day. So
exactly. Yeah, yesterday was Deviled Egg Day. Today's Sandwich Day. Tomorrow's Candy Day. Wednesday is Donuts and Eating Healthy Day. How they go on the same day, I don't know. Thursday is Nacho Day. Frig, I love nachos.
Oh, yeah.
So, there's lots of really good food holidays this week. So, yeah, stay tuned this entire week while, we talk about overindulgence and food. And I'm sure Sharon and Luana will put like a healthy, happy spin on it. But, if not, go back and watch this episode. If you're just tuning in now, go back and watch Chuck and I talk about being fat asses. And
basically what we did.
Yeah, that's basically it. All right. Well, thanks everyone for being here again tomorrow, 8 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We are here on all of the streaming platforms, so make sure you find us.
There you go.
Bye, everyone.